After the close of the Civil War, the citizens of Twinsburg decided to erect a monument in memory of those who had gone forth to serve their country and, if necessary, lay down their life in defense of the flag. An association was formed with Jonathan Herrick as president, Thaddeus Carter as treasurer, and John Smith as secretary. The building committee consisted of residents: James Roach, Ethan Alling, Twinsburg's first pioneer; Orrin Nichols, future representative to the state legislature; Township trustee Philo Chamberlain, and William Parks. About $2,500 was raised by subscription among the citizens. A contract was entered into with Levi Marble Company of Bedford to build the monument. 3 generations of the Marble family of Bedford were skilled in chair and furniture manufacturing and have no other history of working with stone. Levi Marble was likely a stone broker and contractor who constructed Twinsburg's monument, but not the actual stone cutter or sculpture. The first base was quarried from the property of Gardner Parmalee, about 3/4 of a mile west of the square, on Route 82. It's a single 25-ton block of sandstone. It was moved to the square by Henry Porter of Chagrin Falls. The second base was quarried on land once owned by Charles Richner, and drawn to the square by horse teams furnished by the citizens of Twinsburg. The third base was also quarried from the property of Gardner Parmalee and drawn by horses to the square on 2 truck wagons. The Italian white marble consists of 7 pieces surmounted by a large spread eagle facing north and supplied by contractor Levi Marble. The names of the soldiers from Twinsburg who served in the war and alive in 1867 are inscribed on the east and south sides. The west side of the monument is engraved, "To the memory of our sons who fell during the rebellion of 1861 to 1865. Charles Stearns, killed in battle at Winchester, Virginia. Edward Bissell, killed while on picket duty in Atlanta, Georgia. Dryden Ferguson, died of wounds received in action at Kennesaw, Georgia. Charles Weatherby, killed at the Battle of Stone River, Tennessee. Anderson Oviatt, died from wounds received in Battle of Shiloh, Tennessee. Elmore Hingston, died from wounds received in battle at Ringgold, Georgia. Charles Springer, killed in Battle of Pickett's Mills, Georgia. Warren Wade, died from disease at Columbus, Kentucky. George Gaylord, died from disease in Hudson, Ohio. Brothers, Edwin and George Hanks. George, died in Cleveland, Tennessee. Edwin, died in Annapolis, Maryland from effects of confinement in a rebel prison. Walter Chamberlain, died of disease, Federalport, North Carolina. Louis Schroeder, drowned in Fredericksville, Virginia. Eli Thompson, died on Sultana boat explosion. Henry Crocker, killed on railroad car in Columbus, Ohio. George Pease, died in Georgia at the Andersonville prison. And John Carter, died of wounds in Wilmington, North Carolina. The monument was dedicated on July 4, 1867 during a day-long celebration of America's independence and the 50-year semi-centennial of Twinsburg's settlement. A large tent was set up on the west side of the square where the main exercises were held. At the northeast side of the square, where Mr. Bishop used to live, was an orchard where a 1,000-pound ox was barbecued by cooks from Cleveland. Tables were set up in the orchard. The free ox roast was enjoyed by the over 500 who attended. Jonathan Herrick was president of the day, with Horace Cannon as chief marshal. The Declaration of Independence was read by the Honorable O.S. Griswold of Cleveland. Speeches were given by Judge N.D. Tibbles of Akron, the president of the Western Reserve College in Hudson, Henry L. Hitchcock, who had lost a son during the war. Civil War surgeon and Twinsburg native, Dr. H.J. Herrick. Reverend Sidney Bryant. Edward Oviatt of Akron. S.A. Lane, editor of the Summit County Beacon newspaper. And the first settler of Twinsburg, Ethan Alling. The exercises were interspersed by the firing of cannon, music, and singing that overcame the drenching rainstorm that occurred in the early afternoon. Between the end of the Civil War and 1869, 8 Ohio cities and towns erected Civil War monuments. 7 of the 8 were located in Northeast Ohio. Eagles were a dominant design element of early Civil War monuments and comprised 70% of the monuments. The preference changed, and between 1870 and 1889 eagles represented only 12%. Typically, Civil War monuments and statues face north, as do most Union soldiers. Most Confederate statues and monuments face south, but it was not a steadfast practice. In LaGrange, Ohio, their statue was turned from north to south. The fraternal organization, Grand Army of the Republic, said they would not turn their back on the enemy. Sometime after Twinsburg's monument was completed, the eagle was turned from north to east. The year and reason it was turned is not clear. Maybe it was because the head of the eagle is turned and it was originally facing north but looking west. Perhaps it was turned to look north instead of facing north.